hard cabling it has just been a lot safer and more consistent. And that's hilarious. Okay, so I booted up the game and I put disc 2 in. Okay, that's funny. That's actually really funny. That's brilliant. I put disc 2 in instead of disc 1. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, note to self, keep that in when this goes on YouTube. So I need start challenge. Good, okay, the bot's working. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Well, first I'm going to make sure the controllers actually work. Okay, cool. The light turned off, but it's still connected. Okay, I think it was trying to sync to everything in its mother all at the same time, and that's why it was just being temperamental. Alright, so, One Life Run, February 2022. Craziness. So, my order is hello, jump up, work, and no, that's the button I needed. Okay, so it's hello, jump up, work, anger, fart. Okay, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. So, the attitude I'm going to be taking is regardless of how any One Life runs go, it's going to be 1 in the first stream, 1 in the second stream, 1 in the third stream. I'm not doubling up. And even after Munch's Odyssey is finished, I'm still going to be factoring it in this way. Because the tricky thing is, if I double up on games and a game goes very well, the problem I then have is trying to fit it in with other projects at the same time. If I space it around a little bit, we're actually not doing too bad. And I think now I'm at a point where I've done this for enough months, where I know I'm getting enough consistency playing the PlayStation version of 1 and 2, and specifically doing Japanese. Like, the Japanese is purely aesthetic because of the fact that I can also do it with New and Tasty, and that makes me happy. I can actually close that now. I don't need Discord for the rest of the stream. Whoa. Don't tell me about turmeric, just go! Yeah. So, that does mean I'm going with the usual grace period mentality with One Life runs, which is that if I can't get the first secret passage done, then it's a sign of a run that has been that I have gone into with a rushed mentality. I need to pace myself, take my time, and enjoy the run. Because yes, it is nerve-wracking playing an Oddworld game full stop. That's the way these games work, and that's what I love about them. You come over to here. And a 1, 2, 3. But yeah, all this time I spent trying to work out a setup that was consistent and smooth, I think I finally found the balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So, 12 Mudokons is sort of like it's like the teething exercise. Getting through that first secret passage is just to make sure that I'm with it, that I'm alert, that I'm playing, that I'm doing my thing. And after that, it's basically just gravy. Now I will admit, I touch wood because I don't know how these runs ever go. I always get surprised by something at some point somewhere. I never know what to expect in terms of the longevity of these runs, and I've had a dozen of each game now, I think. like a dozen and a bit of Exoddus, definitely a dozen of Odyssey, and about 4 runs of New and Tasty, I think. Because I think I had a lot of runs where I just died at the first sleep. So I haven't I've counted those in terms of point scoring on the Discord for my records, but they were never good enough to go up on YouTube because, you know, it was a 12-second video, and I actually included one in... Was that the Abe's Mission Escape run that I did? Yeah, because I'd done 3 One Life runs that were pretty lackluster in the same day, and then I went on to do Abe's Mission Escape the same night, and that was the game I spent the most time on. And it doesn't even have a Twitch category. But yeah, we're finally here at February. Hope everyone's been dealing with 2022 as best as we can up to this point. Can't say for certain how other people deal with weather. I'm not particularly fond of the warmth myself. I am more of a winter person. But nevertheless, February's going okay enough, I suppose. Yeah. Surviving, as it is. We do what we can. I am in the tricky situation at the moment where a lot of the games people are talking about that they're playing are games that I'm not yet ready to move on to, namely Pokemon Legends Arceus. Before I go after Pokemon Jesus Monster Hunter. Yeah, Pokemon Jesus Monster Hunter. Yes, we'll go with that. Before I go on to that, I do want to finish Pokemon Shield, because it is still my absolute favorite mainline game that I've played. And, like, this is the tricky thing, is that I wasn't... When I first played Shield, I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, because Sun and Moon was... The best thing about Sun and Moon was the Pokemon designs. The character designs were okay. The settings were interesting. The pacing was terrible. And I feel like Gen 7's main games were the prime example of when anyone says, we need a Pokemon game that needs to be fully voice acted. No. Because I could barely deal with HOW talking in text box form. Could you imagine that being voice acted? He'd never shut up. Beep ba ba beep ba beep ba ba beep ba beep ba ba beep. So yeah, my attitude with Pokemon is I really want to play Legends Arceus. Apologies for any diehard fans in the audience, either here on Twitch or on YouTube later down the track. I will drift between Arceus and Arceus just because I can't help it, I'm sorry. I know technically it is Arceus, because if I was going to do it by the Japanese, it would be Arceus, and I'm playing a Abe 99, so I need to stick with the phonetics. Point being, I want to finish Shield to a point that I'm content with, and also I have been going back to Let's Go Pikachu again, because last time I played that I had just beaten Erica and been to Pokemon Tower. And then I just left my trainer in the middle of a route halfway to Fuchsia City. So I actually only had about half of the gym badges. There we go. Yeah, so I haven't actually technically finished Let's Go Pikachu, but it is still probably the most engaging experience I've had with Gen 1. Which, I mean, when people ask about what is the best way to start with Pokemon if you've never played with any of the games before, and I really like the responses I'm now seeing, because they're a lot more they're a lot more understanding rather than people who are longtime fans trying to push, oh, I love this game, so you should play this game because I love this game. They're thinking more about someone coming in with no bias, what are they going to enjoy? And a lot of people are either recommending, let's go for something simple, or Sword and Shield, because in terms of the player experience, it has the most quality of life changes out of any mainline game. So a lot of the biases people will have about stuff like, oh, the graphics do this, and oh, you can't have the national dex, and this, that, and the other thing, these people coming in with no previous Pokemon game aren't going to have a full Pokedex worth of Pokemon that they feel a compulsion to collect. They'll have what's in the game, if that interests them. So it's actually a really good spot to start. And yeah, you do get a lot of enjoyment out of, like, I know a lot of people have been enjoying the Diamond and Pearl remix. I know a lot of people loved Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum original. And myself, I do keep going back to Pokemon Heart Gold, because I started with Gold, and Heart Gold was an absolute jam. And every time people talk about a Let's Go version of the Johto games, the biggest thing that keeps jumping in my head is, okay, if people are after something like that, fantastic. But there were already so many wonderful quality of life changes in Heart Gold that made its experience unique, that I will admit some of the other remakes I don't think quite captured, personally. Like, I love Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but if I was to compare it to its original, I think I prefer Ruby more, in some respects. I think Ruby is a little easier to go back to, but that's only if I'm comparing them side by side. And that's if I have to pick something. Because if I'm being really, really, really harsh, I actually think Emerald is probably the best Hoenn iteration. Because the Battle Frontier has... It was the best Battle Frontier we got, I think. Granted, some people love the one in Crystal, and I keep forgetting that there was one in Crystal. And then I think of back to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I'm like, oh, that's right, they reused the one from Platinum. Which, I mean, is a good Battle Frontier, but it didn't have the same charm as Hoenn's, I thought, personally. Anyway, I'm ranting for the sake of ranting. But I'm having fun. That's the important thing. I'm having fun. Skibbity-doo-dah. Oh, that's a little warmer than I thought. Yeah. No more pump bottle. I have a new drink bottle, and its power level is over 9,000, and it is glorious. I couldn't keep using the same pump bottle. I know it's almost like an unspoken meme with Aussie streamers that if they ever have a hydrate redeem or they have a drink with them during stream, it is always just water in a refilled pump bottle, and I know Ange does it. I think Ghost has done it a couple of times. Another Aussie streamer, Gavarok, I know he's done that. I feel like my mate Tofu Boy has done it as well. And I was doing it as well. So it just... Inadvertently, I noticed it didn't just seem to be a one-off. Like, is this like an unspoken rule that Aussie streamers will have a hydrate redeem, and even if they don't and just have a drink on hand, it's always just in a pump bottle? Is this a meme I have stumbled across? I think it is. I honestly think it is. I just think I'm the only one who's been, you know, distracted enough to actually talk about it during a stream. I mean, it's the tricky thing of... It makes sense. A pump bottle is cheap, easy to use, it's already got water in it. They're easy to get, they're usable, they're not too difficult, they've got a lot of capacity. The difficult thing is they just don't fit in cup holders, so they're terrible for the car. But other than that, it does everything it needs to do. So maybe just the resourcefulness of the gamer just dictates you could have a nerd mug or a nerd thermos or a nerd or a nerd drink bottle, or you could just reuse the pump bottle that you've already got. That's perfectly good, and maybe the nozzle's a little bit monged, but otherwise, like, you can just give it a quick go over with a scouring pad and let it rinse in the dish rack, and you're good to go. I don't know. I might just be. This is going to be absolutely the weirdest One Life run that goes to YouTube. Hey, you remember that one stream where Marley just randomly started talking about the meta of oceanic streamers just always having a pump bottle? Because we do this as a hobby, but also sometimes as a career, and it's just the cheapest option. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is the real reason why so many streamers will get sponsored by G Fuel, is so they can get a decent drink bottle. I think I've discovered the real reasoning is that just streamers get sick and tired of reusing like SodaStream and pump bottles, and what we really want is just a decent thermos, and that's why sponsorships are great. I don't know. Maybe that's another meta. I don't know. What is this commentary? This is quite possibly the most bizarre. I have no words for whatever this is. Oh, weird. That's what it is. That's what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I'm just gonna quickly refresh the chat on the off chance that while all of this nonsense has been going on, that I've missed chat messages while I'm rambling about drink bottles. I don't know. Oh, 'tis a strange life. 'Tis a strange life for the streamer. Anyway, pressing on. And here we see the slugs in their unnatural habitat, which is basically anywhere that isn't the slug huts, or possibly boneworks. But what do I know? Home is where the slug is. And this is a terrible David Attenborough voice, but we'll settle, nevertheless. It's quite perturbing that the Magog cartel are so adverse to the environment that they will happily fob off international responsibilities to protect the planet and place Oddworld into a place of jeopardy, not the board game or the game show, in a massive bid for the everyday coin, such as the mark of capitalism in the face of climate change, or at bare minimum, slave labor and mass industrialization. And yes, now that the boiler access is done, we can end the bit because that was terrible. I don't know. I don't know why I committed to the bit so much, but it wasn't that good. Oh, beans. Yeah, it's the tricky thing with Abe's Exoddus, is that going for a long One Life run is, considering I blew myself up last run, I want to be cautious not to do something stupid. Yeah, the difficult thing with a One Life run with Exoddus is if you've made a large amount of progress before, you become very desensitized to the early game, which admittedly over the last couple of months has been where a lot of early game deaths have been happening for me. That and last time I jumped into this screen, I don't think I landed in the square where I thought I'd land. Okay, good. I was worried what was going to happen was that I wouldn't hit it, I'd need to go back down the trapdoor and go back for more rocks. Glad that it wasn't the case. Okay. We're also at a good place right at the moment. where I'm not too tense from the puzzles we're being presented with, which means I'm not quite as on edge, which is good. I know that will change later down the track, because I mean it's Exoddus. Exoddus gets tense. Okay, cool. We're already doing better than last month. Now, hilariously, I was re-watching Captini's stream from last year, where he was going through... What was he going through? He was going through a modded version of the beta... No, of the demo of Exoddus, the PlayStation beta, I think. It was either the PlayStation or the PC. And the prototype version has all of the secret passages still built in. But because of the way they're coded, these work wheels don't work properly. So you get the Mudokons to here, get them all to turn the work wheel, the lift comes down, hits the bottom, and immediately goes back up. So you actually have to run, jump, and get Abe onto the lift to force it down to bring the Mudokons onto it. The joys of seeing this game functioning when it's not quite there yet. Quite interesting to watch. Yeah, I was feeling nostalgic, so I went back to it. Good fun. Good fun. Okay. Second half of Tunnel 3. Nerve-wracking to say the least. Okay, cool. From there. The number of times I died in this screen and the next screen as a kid is a number higher than the number of fingers I have. And I'm pretty sure every replay I did of this game as a kid usually resulted in at least for the adolescent portion, like youth to adolescence, so like grade 6 onwards, usually I'd have at least 2 deaths in this area. I've had a lot more practice now, but it used to be a constant struggle. 2 rocks. Okay, that's actually not too bad, all things considered. Lovely. Yeah. I need to make less habits of doing that, though. And also of missing. Could really do without the ow. Could also do without the ow. There we go. Beautiful. Also that. And again. 5. Cool. Lovely. More up. More up is required, I think. There we go. Boom. 2. There we go. So that should actually be every landmine, because I think there was 6. And I missed 3 times. Oh, no, okay, completely wrong. I missed way more than that. Oh, for the... There we go. 5. Okay, that's good. That should work. That's actually not too bad. It's going better than I expected. Beautiful. Okie dokie. you go whack, and then the other way. Awesome. Okay. And so we press on. Did I change the stream description? Let's see. One life, and then going for one life, and then going for munches. Bad ending. There we go. That makes way more sense. Makes way more sense. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. A little more nerve-wracking than it needed to be. Okay. Okay. Drink battle makes a nice noise. The fact that it's blue as well is a nice touch to go with the stream. Yes, it's a Dragon Ball Z one, don't care. Actually, I do care, that's why I got it. What am I talking about? Don't really know if updating the description in Stream Elements was necessary, but I have. It's done now, I'll have to deal with it. Okay, I want to go... There we go. And like that. Perfect. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. If I just chant, is that going to be enough? No. Okay, cool. Experimenting with things I probably shouldn't be experimenting with. Cool beans. 2 rocks, don't need them, but I've got them. It's not like Scribania where I can break things with rocks. Okay. So, this is also the part where this is where I like to say, now the run actually begins. Now we gotta deal with this nonsense. Okay. And a 1 and 2. Okay. Okay. My timing did feel a little bit off there, and I was worried I was just going to faceplant. But, actually not feeling too bad. Which is good. Which is very, very good. Leave you guys there. Okay. Yeah, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. That's actually a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. I had never considered doing that before, but the second I stopped and thought about it, I'm like, I always get nervous that moving him forward isn't going to quite work well enough. I have the option to move him to the left. I just hadn't thought of it before. It doesn't change much. It's one less game speed to use, and it might distract the Slig and slow things down, but I'm not going for a speed record. I'm mostly going for points. Improving personal bests from a score perspective. So I'm okay with that. It does mean it's a tiny thing I can do to potentially make things easier on myself if it does actually make it easier. I don't know. Bit too early to tell. One, two, three. Okie dokie. Gotta go over here. Yeah. Got a bit nervous there. No, active. Okay, good, good. Sure, we'll roll with that. Boop, boop, boop. And this should bump me up to 58. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Alright. This is the part where I say basically the teething has stopped. So the tricky thing is, this is probably the most time-consuming part of a one life run, is getting through Necrum Mines, especially for Exoddus. It's not impossible. The main issue is just the amount of time it takes overall. Okay. How we doing then? Wee. Blip. Okay. Careful. There we go. Hippity hop. Wait. Let's do it. Awesome. Okay. Cool, cool. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Perfect. That's the wrong button. Actually, if I put you over here, there we go. Okay, cool. What I want is... Cool. Then I put you on the left-hand side right over there. And then I go hit the dude. Whack. Whack. Cool. Good. Oh. No, that's just obnoxious. Why is that constantly setting that off? That's just silly. It was parked. I was not on the line. Don't be silly. I'm sure anyone else in the nearby parking spaces can get out. I've given them plenty of room. That's those three. And whack. And good. And plonk the card there. Beautiful. Ah. Wait for it. There we go. I get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of it every time. And that's a 1, 2, 3. All right. No. There he is. Okay. Boing, boing, boing. Okay. I'm gonna do it like this. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Haven't left anyone behind. Good. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, so now... So satisfying. Three more. And a 1, 2, 3. Not essential for the mine car. But it is what it is. Alright, Tunnel 7. There we go. The one time I was trying to possess the smallest league and the large one in the foreground ran in and got possessed instead was freaking hilarious. Cool. Nobody is splonked, which is good. Very good indeed. Cool, 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 cool. And down we go, and running. Gotcha. Okay. Just a bit of tidy up, and then we're good for the rest of the tunnel. I think that's all of them. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Did I actually pull the lever though? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Panicked for a second there. Right. Now, let's not do what I have done in the past, which is hold the square button, roll off the edge, and then just kill all the Mudokons. Let's not do that. That just seems like a bad idea. Not a big fan of that warbling. There we go. That's a 1, 2, 1, 2. Awesome, okay. So I'm kind of on par with my usual total that I have up to this point. Like, the total that I hold on to for most of the rest of Disc 1. Because I'm not confident in my ability to do any of the Necrum secret passages. The focus is get to Disc 2. At most, there's one secret passage that I'll do in Mudomo. At most. And that's because even when I'm doing this as a non-serious run in my own time, I know I can reliably do that one, but nothing else. And you're going through. Thank you. Cool beans. Okay. Cool. I missed it. Okay. Nope, 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 no, nope. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Running. Running, running, I do not care. Roll! None of the movie nonsense, let's go! Awesome. That's actually pretty good. It has admittedly been a decent while, I think, since I've got out of Necrum Mines. So it's nice to be back in Necrum again. That much I can say with confidence. The bird portal will appear. Bingo. One of these days I'm going to get impatient and I'm accidentally going to jump past the bird portal. Touch wood, that's not today. I'm not really in the mood to be impatient. I think on that note, really need to break the habit of potentially snapping Abe's neck. If at all possible. That's another torch. Ah, good fun, good fun, good fun. It is so crazy now, especially going through more of Exoddus and fine-tuning my one life runs. The thing I'm constantly thinking while doing this is, I've just got a sense of anticipation for when I finally play Soulstorm, which is coming, make no mistake. That playthrough, while it probably won't hit YouTube until, I'm going to gauge at the earliest next year, because I don't think the playthrough is going to start until close to the end of this year, mostly just because of all the other projects I've got going on. Oh no, whoa. Like, needless to say, I am excited. I am very excited. That cannot be understated. And yes, I am very accustomed to Exoddus, but I'm excited for new things. I am very excited for new things. want to go through a dark and musty slick barracks in like near 3D. That's terrifying. That kind of thing excites me, even in concept. So, enough of your nonsense. Hoppity hop. Don't want to make any callous mistakes. Nope. Like that. Namely like that. Let's not be doing any of that nonsense, thank you. That'll do it. Really not in the mood for Abe to get licked to death? Like, at all? Ah. Thank you. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You're going that way. Okay. These slugs. Unnerving to say the least. Like, I don't wanna risk it in any stupid places. So just kind of want them to go waggle all the way they need to. Yep, you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. I'm doing my thing. We're doing our thing. Bye. Okay. One lick. One lick. That is what we like to call a good run. Coming out of that with only the one lick is a big deal. Okay. Okay. Still unnerving. Not the worst that this game... Not the worst that these games offer, by any means. But still enough to put me on edge. Careful, Abe. Head you up. Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, maybe being invisible would be... that thing that keeps me alive? Yeah, do that. That sounds like a great idea. There. There. Hop. Perfect. Okay. So one thing I've noticed with a lot of these runs is when I feel very uncertain about my positioning, I tend to creep. Even though it physically doesn't change anything with the spacing. I don't want to overgauge or overjudge any gaps. So I just almost adopt it out of caution. Okay, Mudomo. Mud of the Omo variety. Yay! Come on. Come on. There we go. That's better. Awesome. That's not... Come on. There we go. Cooperation in the web of lies. Awesome. There we go. Cool beans. Okay. Dum 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 dum. Ba da ba dum ba da ba bum ba dum. Alrighty, there's this paramite. Go over the ring, grab it. He gets eaten. It happens. I hit the wall. Doesn't matter. They're grumpy. Let them be. Okay. Now onto this room. Fun times to be had by all. Fun times. You want the meat so badly, I know. It's okay. The time I ran off the ledge here and ended up dying to the paramites because I didn't think to chant first is still, for all of the silly things I have done in One Life Run, that is still pretty high on the list. I mean, running into the wall in the first secret passage and never getting my total past 12 is still pretty bad. But that is, in terms of a progress killer, stings. Alright. Okay. Now we're at the quintessential part. Getting through these trials, then we just need to get to Mudanchee. Mudomo is intimidating. Like, there is no mistaking that. Mudomo has... There are growing pains with Mudomo. Especially compared to Mudanchee. There is just something about... There is something about pods of paramites that is just very unnerving. I mean, heck, we got full-on herds of them in Munch's Odyssey, so it's just, it kind of... It goes without saying. I can chant here, cool. Yeah, that is still the best way to do this trial. Okay. This is the first time I've done this with a Fleech still alive. I have potentially made a very grave and dangerous mistake. I'm about to find out. Never had the Fleech still alive? This'll be interesting. I can still run back though. Alright. Run for the well. No, Abe, you sponge knuckle. Okay, there we go. Good. Good. More scare than I needed today. Treat yourself to some Toblerone. Even if I wasn't doing a one life run, you'd have to pay me to get me to do that one. This is still one of the worst secret passages in Abe's Exoddus. The ones in Mudomo. Especially there. The one in the right-hand screen from here is one of the worst. Across both discs. It is garbage. It is the thing that I dread. It is secret passages like that that make me dread doing full 100% playthroughs of Abe's Exoddus. Because secret passages in the temples are just unnerving. Again, with these kinds of runs, there is only one that I know I can confidently do. And even then, I have mucked it up. I have still mucked it up. Okay, I probably should get into a habit of starting with this one, considering I have soft-locked myself on a run in this trial before. Okay. Okay. This is still the tricky thing with this. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Now, if I hop up here and pull the ring, perfect. The day is saved. All of the pieces are in place. Like, that's the thing, is that for every trial that is in Mudomo, this one has the most that can go wrong with it that permanently stops you from completing it. A lot of the other ones, it's a lot of the decisions are squarely on you and are avoidable. But the issue with the jump with the Paramite is still such a very run-ending problem. A very prevalent one. And it's puzzles like this that are the reason why QuikSave to some people is quintessential to even in... Oh, that is a ceiling, okay. QuikSave is quintessential to some people to enjoy the game. Exoddus was not built to be played this way by default. This is extra challenge on purpose. So it's exactly that. It's gonna hurt because it's meant to. I don't know, something like that. Point being. So how are we gonna do it? Okay, so we've been going for an hour already, and we're nearly through Mudomo. So we're already off to a really good start tonight. So I'm actually feeling pretty good splicing in the 1 life runs with this. This is actually going quite nicely. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Do the thing. Do the thing. Yes. Yeah. Okally-dokally-doo. Okally-doo. Da-da-dee-dee. Ba-da-ba-da. Beautiful. It's also it's kind of nice that some of these puzzles, even just going through them in the middle of these runs, sometimes this run, sometimes a previous run, and sometimes just ambiently as I'm playing through the game, I get flashes of memory to the first couple of times I played through the game. Like, even that secret passage, I enjoyed it to bits the first time I did it. But it used to still intimidate me because of the fact that I couldn't gauge depth very well with the Paramite and the falling rocks. Good. Okay. Ha-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, running. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So the only thing we have left is the one with the secret passage. So now it's a question of, am I going to be going into Mudanchee with my current personal best, or a little less than? Okay. Cool beans. Alright, under you go. Come on. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. Cool, cool. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Hop. 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 Up. Awesome. Up we go. Perfect. That is 1, 2. Perfect. Yeah, and depossess. Come on. Enough of that, Abe. Cool. Cool, cool. Nice. I'm feeling good about that. Okay. Now that has been sussed out. Thought I saw messages from... Okay, no, all good. All good. I thought I saw stuff coming through the Discord. Just going, no, Marley, you need to stop. Your run is not valid. But why? I did the thing. If anything, if they were going to tell me it's not valid while I'm already running, they'd tell me while I'm still running. But I only had the one instance when I was still learning how to do one life runs where I didn't quite follow the instructions properly, and they were very understanding, so... Good times. Bam. Okay, keep going. Through to there. Bada boom boom boom. Okay. Hop. Let's go. Okay. Okay, cool. Mudomo done. Perfect. As perfect as I can get it at this stage. Even when I do start adding in other secret passages, Mudomo, across both discs, Mudomo will be one of the places I add more secret passages to last. Mudanchee, there are locations in disc 2 that I will be skipping that are more likely to be added before anything in Mudanchee. Mudanchee can, for lack of a better term, just stay over there. Like, I thought of saying something, but even something that I thought would sound innocent apparently is enough to get you blocked on, to get you timed out on Twitter. So just thought, yeah, maybe don't. Maybe if you suggest that one lowers their hindquarters onto a barbed cacti is not necessarily kosher, apparently. Yeah, well said, Abe. I don't know either. Okay. Okay, boom. Slow runner. I thought it was foot switches. I thought it was foot switches for those. Careful, careful. Be aware of your surroundings. The last thing you want to be doing is mucking about. Okay. Did I actually announce that I had gone live on Twitter? Did I actually done that? I actually... Oh, no. I think Matt... Now I'm going to check. I'm just going to make sure, because I'm worried. Did I actually say that I've gone live? Or no? Okay, good, I did. Okay, good, I did. For some reason it wasn't coming up in my notice, so... I panicked there. Okay. Here in the scrub, killing things in the previous trial. The good time. Forgot that you can do that. It's that one. It's hello and then square. Dingle hopper. The number of times though I've depossessed this scrap and he's immediately just run for the new door that I've opened. I'm just thinking, Why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Why would you taunt me like this? Don't, please. Ow. It hurts. Okay. Now the funny thing is I always used to be of the mindset to use this trial to learn how to use a scrub to deal with fleeches, even though you are given multiple opportunities to do it in other trials. But I always seemed to have this sort of side mentality of, there is a fleech, kill it. Which, I mean, given how nasty they can be, makes perfect sense as far as I'm concerned. But it's a little time consuming for a run like this. Let's grab that shed power. Hello! There we go. Awesome. Okay. Don't have any dropping frames, which is good. The signal's being a bit skew-if, but I'm not losing frames. That's the important thing. The other one was on the top left? Yeah, thought so. Just watching that signal. So it looked a bit low for a second there. But for a second there, I mean right now. Now I'm staring at it, so it just keeps going yellow. Okie dokie. Yeah. This is good. Feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling good to be playing Exoddus again. It's a good time. No, don't go to the secret passage, Abe. We can't do it. It's one of the worst. But yeah. Ah, la-di-da-di-da. Now I'm basically at the mercy of whatever order works. In fact, which one is it? That one, okay. I'm gonna do the worst secret passage. I'm gonna do the worst trial first. And from this point onwards, I think I'm just gonna start doing it this way as well, because if I start failing this one, this is the one that always catches me out. So I think it's good to get it out of the way to know whether the run's gonna survive or whether it's just gonna kick my butt. The one that's divided into 3 sections, because this is always just absolute garbage. But why? Oh, you son of a biscuit eater. Run off the edge. Thank you. That's the thing, you let go of the ledge and they wise up. They're like, oh, you're not waiting for me anymore. Can't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Cool beans. Right, now that they're fighting, or will be soon, they'll be in the same screen at the same time at some point. And that's my opportunity. Yes! Bye! It never gets old. It never gets old. Okay, run killer. This is the trial. Out of any trial in Mudanchee, this one and the one with the scrab and the invisible ring and the fleeches, those are the ones that kill the runs every time. This one especially is just unnerving. Okay. Alright, what are you doing? Do a thing. Okay. Okay, we're good. Whew. Cool, alright. Oh, okay, that wasn't a mistake. It was just brave. Now, where are you gonna go? Hap. Nah. Whew. Okay. Out by a tile. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Run into a wall. Okay. Going in with that mentality of getting that one out of the way first is good. Much like with Mudomo, the bottom left-hand one is the one that's a pain in the butt. And that's the one I'm going to start doing from now on as well, first. Just because it's going to work out better in the long run. To think of, on the off chance I'm having an off day, then I get off this train fast. Something like that. Oh yeah. Oh, I got through the trial that I knew was going to be the big problem, and then I died in this. Like, to be fair, I haven't died in this trial before, and that fleech, those fleeches, I can never gauge whether working around the slug is feasible for that space. So that was good, because I think I needed the insight more than anything to know that won't work.